हाय फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक। तो भैया आप देखते हैं राहुल गांधी वर्सेस अन्नामलाई ऑन एआई इन इंडिया, हु एक्सप्लेन्ड बेटर। कोई शक है क्या? अगर राहुल गांधी को किसी के भी साथ खड़ा करके बोलोगे कि भैया दोनों में से कौन बेटर करता है, तो राहुल गांधी को मैं तो चूज नहीं कर सकती। तो भैया समझ गए, हु एक्सप्लेन्ड बेटर।
मतलब ये आप से देख सकते हैं राहुल गांधी ये जोक सीरीज है।
देखते हैं। अब मेरे को तो ये देखना है कि राहुल गांधी ने बोला है। वीडियो शुरू करते हैं। वीडियो शुरू करने से पहले अगर आप चैनल पर नए हो और आपने अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो जल्दी से पहले सब्सक्राइब के बटन और बेल आइकन को क्लिक कर लो ताकि आपको हमारे सारे न्यू वीडियोस के नोटिफिकेशन मिल जाएं जैसे हम अपलोड करें।
अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आता है प्लीज लाइक एंड शेयर। चलिए शुरू करते हैं।
Rahul ji, follow-up question on what Vikram added. I think we are seeing a lot of amazing Gen AI tools coming up like ChatGPT and other, and all of these are coming from Western countries. Like India hardly has any big tools. Like two big reasons: we lack a right framework, and we also lack right talent pool. And this will widen the gap of urban versus rural in India. So I think that's another area I would like to hear your views.
Whatever AI you're generating, producing, sits on top of other networks. So AI is applied on top of a network. AI can be applied on top of a production network. You can apply AI in a factory. You can apply AI on a consumption network. So, people are consuming something, you're distributing something, you can apply AI on that. So, AI sits on top of a network, right? I'll tell you a very interesting story to demonstrate the power of this thing. It's not directly related to AI. The United States attacks Iraq. Okay?
Iraq.
Within 25 days, it has wiped out the entire Iraqi military. And then 6 months later, something happened. And suddenly, US soldiers were dying every day. And within a 6-month period, the US army lost about 1,000 armored vehicles. So how did a country or a system that couldn't take on the United States at all and failed to take them on, suddenly 6 months later, literally broke their back? What happened? Saddam Hussein came from a tribe called the Tigriti tribe. This tribe was the center of the Iraqi regime. When Saddam Hussein realized that America aa raha hai, he told all his Tigriti guys, bhaiya, tum log bhago. What did he do? He basically took 155mm shells. You know they are artillery shells. And he distributed them to all these guys. And he said, gaon mein inko le jao. And these guys took these artillery shells and they dug them in the ground. That's all. So what I'm trying to tell you, the Tigriti network came together, cell phone network came together, and the explosive shells came together. 3 networks that were disconnected came together. And they literally obliterated the superpower in Iraq. So the game is about bringing unconnected networks together.
Crazy.
Now what is the biggest problem in India? Our biggest networks are not connected at all. So you guys are a tiny network. You're 1% of the country. Very small network. You're not connected to anything else. I mean, if you really want to bring India's power to bear, then you have to think about these things. Networks are energy, right? The moment you bring them together, it doesn't become 1 + 1 + 1. It becomes exponential. Blam, it just goes. If you use that framework, you can see that it's a very powerful framework in politics. It's a very powerful framework in
doesn't know anything.
Samajwadi Party network joined with Congress.
क्या बोल रहा है?
Network was like this. Now the network is suddenly lined up together. Now, the problem is in India is that pretty much all the conversations that we're having of development exclude 90% of our population. Meaning the really powerful network is sitting outside.
म्यूजिक दिखाओ, लोग चेहरे ऐसे आ रहे हैं.
Technology and IT
तो
is
समझ नहीं आ
to
रहा.
apply your understanding and knowledge on those networks. But right now what the game is taking place is you're in 1% or not able to apply the stuff in the large 90% of India. And
लोग ऐसे से रला
है क्यों कर
not
रहे हैं?
only physical networks,
Are they
right? So there are
more,
caste networks in India. There are business networks in India. There are agricultural.
एआई की बात हो रही थी, कहाँ चला गया?
Is an interesting way to think about it.
Vision of 80. Adding to Asha's question and what you have mentioned, how do you perceive the role of AI in shaping the mindset of masses, especially in social and political context? Do you see AI as a boon or a bane? And how do you see the role of AI in governance and position of government as a stakeholder in generative AI?
Before coming into the campus, I was sitting outside in a coffee shop. I was having coffee. There was a startup guy sitting there, busy with his laptop. He looked at me, I looked at him. Both had time. I said, who are you? He said, sir, I'm some startup guy. He asked me, who are you? I said, I'm doing politics here. If it is not 30 minutes, let us discuss. I said, which field you are? He said, I'm in the people hiring field. I said, it's going okay? He said, no, sir, AI has disrupted everything, sir. Now all resumes are fake, sir. People write all beautiful things, and we are taking so much time to realize what is right and what is wrong.
में आ गया.
All statement of purpose, very fancy words they write. It
Correct.
looks so believable, very
Correct.
emotional. And it just happened to me. It just happened to me 30 minutes before, outside your campus, in the road across in a coffee shop. So 100% it is going to disrupt it. Massive disruption is on.
Correct.
And let me go one step further. For a country like us, which is just getting into that orbit of high growth, because your second part of the question is about how the country AI disruption. And we are just warming up to get into that orbit of $10,000 per capita income. We are about $5,000 now. And we have an ambition to reach there.
3,000 paid.
Now I'm going to read out the statistics for you. Since you are max guys, I prepared something in my computer and came. And what is India's GDP now? So we are about 3.8 trillion. You are take a little bit million here and there, 3.8 trillion. So China's GDP is about 17.9 trillion today.
18.
I hope it is a true figure from China, because nobody knows what is a true figure. $17.9 trillion. And the Americans are somewhere around $37.8 trillion today. Americans are at 37.8. I'm getting the acknowledgement from the professor, which means my numbers are right. 3.8, 17 and 37 is the number we are looking. I was just calculating, when I go to IIT campus, these guys are going to make my country, our country, the developed country by 2047, correct? That is our goal. So I was thinking, how will you guys do it? So I did a simple mathematics calculation. If India is growing 13.5% from today, remember, no country has grown 13.5% for more than 2 years. If India is growing 13.5% today, for the next 25 years, compounded annual growth rate, CAGR, F13.5, next year 13.5. America is growing at 4% from today. 4%, 25 years. In 2047, we and US are equal. So you have to grow 13.5% every year. Americans have to grow at 4.5% every year. So that 2047, both sit at the same table and say, hello boss, both our economies are same. If we are growing at 13.5% today, for the next
25 years.
2042 is what?
2047.
2024, 18 years? Yeah, 18 years. Next 18 years, you're growing at 13.5%, 18 years, top. China is growing 4% next 18 years, top. Then you will say, hello boss, we are equal. Now, look at the challenge. Can you grow at 13.5%? Because 2047, we have kept a target of $38 trillion now. From 3.8, we have to reach 38 trillion. Traditional ways of business is 100% not going to give you 13.5. Max 7 right now. Do well with a good prime minister, good policy, 8.5. Country aligns in the political sphere. All state governments wants to be in the business mode and less politics and more governance. All states in India, maybe 9.5. Then more IITs churning out intelligent guys like you. You're not going to US, I'm assuming. You all stay in our country and you all stay in our country for the next 25 years. Do everything. 10.5. Correct? And China problem solved, Pakistan problem solved, everything solved. And there is no nuisance, political nuisance like me. Everybody is sober and everybody is good. 11.5. Correct?
Forget it, then impossible.
13.5.
Forget it.
2047 equal. So now you're talking of artificial intelligence disruption, 3D technology, traditional manufacturing practices going for a toss. Americans are telling no more buying from China. Next president, you have to manufacture in US. And you're like, hello boss, you manufacture in US, it will be costly. To hell with it, manufacture in US. If US starts back manufacturing in a big way, with the Elon Musk and people of the world, if the Europe starts manufacturing within them,
Correct.
and they don't want to get into this cost arbitrage, which China mastered for a long time.
Correct.
So you have to understand that is the world you are entering tomorrow morning.
That will be very dangerous.
You are entering into the world, the Americans are very clear. You know for a fact, the next presidential elections in US, first time in America's history after 1776, the whites are going to be a minority. They're going to come down below 50%. So the brown skin and people
लग
like
तो
me,
रहा है मुझे तो
slightly
feel
more
हो
getting
रहा है
close but not
like
really.
whatever people call, and they are going to go above 50. Hispanics and Asians and everybody. The traditional whites, the Bible Belts, the Mormons, people inside, the so-called traditional whites, they're going below 50. It is carrying them.
Maybe 10 years.
And next president election is going to be defined by this thing. Of course, two 83-year-old guys are fighting. So you never know, one guy is walking unsteadily, other guy is like, I still have energy left. It is going to be the oldest presidential election. But it is not going to be defined by who is more fitter among the two. You are 83-year-old, 80 you come do arm wrestling. It is not that. The American electorate are going to say, look, I am scared. My country, I am first time I am going below 50%. My manufacturing is not there. I am not getting jobs. My per capita income is coming down. If you look at the groups, the Hispanics and the Asians, their per capita income is growing up because they are more hardworking. Maybe I am not hardworking, but I don't want to work hard. Their artificial intelligence is entering. You start imagine, it is reshaping the global politics. It is reshaping the way people are voting. Countries are going far right in Europe, far right. You have seen the current Danish Prime
Netherlands.
Minister speaking in the parliament. Have you
Right.
seen the speech?
Netherlands.
His speech about Muslims, his speech about immigration, did you see? My God, different level. He's speaking that kind of language in a parliament because they are forced to go extreme right. And Palestine and Gaza, what? The day one, the terror attack inside Israel, how much killing? 800, 850? Close to 1,000 people. Innocent people died. People who just want to have a good fun in the evening, a party, they got killed, butchered, massacred. What is the retaliation from Israel? Today's count 29,700. Netanyahu's peace plan is, he's saying, give me the whole Gaza. I want to see what is happening. Let us have control over it. Just imagine, it is completely disrupting. People are fearful, people are afraid. People think the supply chain is going one side, probably to our hemisphere. And the south is fearing, the north is regaining control. The north is fearing, south is more noisy. The global south, the north. So you're getting into this geopolitical tension, which was never there maybe 100 years before. Even World War II was not worse than this. Because there is no powerful guy. There is zero powerful guy. Who will put a regulation? Why should I listen to Americans' regulation on AI? Tomorrow if Joe Biden is saying, oh, this is America's regulation on AI, you all have to follow. I'm not going to follow. I'm saying, who are you? Oh, they say 1950 I was a great superpower. I will say to hell with it. You are no more a superpower. You are declaring superpower. You are no Pax Britannica. You are not no Pax Americana. For 100 years, one global superpower managing the whole world. Look at America. They want to manage the whole world. You put one aircraft carrier in South China Sea. You put one closer to the Koreans. You put one in the Middle East. You put a CENTCOM command here. You have a Pacific Fleet. You have a Blue Water Navy. Everywhere Americans felt, oh, this is my century. I'm controlling the whole world. Middle East fellow have to listen to me. The Koreans have to listen to me. The Japanese have to listen to me. Now, why will I listen to US? If you look at Jaishankarji's statement, the America is listening to Jaishankarji now. He's going to US and talking a language which we never thought in our lives. We will hear an Indian external affairs minister talking in US like that. So the point I'm trying to tell you is, who is going to regulate AI? And it is completely cross-border. And Europeans don't have a common agreement on how to regulate. Some countries over-regulation, some countries lesser regulation. Americans have a problem. And you can't call the chiefs of big companies to the Congress every time, and the congressmen cannot sit and go grovel them. It looks good on TV for their constituents, so you can get some votes. That's the American model of democracy. Look good on C-SPAN. Now what I'm trying to tell you is, I don't have an answer. That is why I'm giving a long answer to you. And what I'm trying to tell you is, there is no answer to it. It is going to disrupt. And that is why we need smart guys like you in politics.
भाई मुझे तो राहुल गांधी का ना कोई सर पैर समझ नहीं आया
He
था।
doesn't know anything, Rahul
हाँ,
Gandhi.
वो तो कुछ हर मैंने जितने भी उसके क्वेश्चंस जो पूछे जाते हैं और उसको जब भी ये आंसर करता है, क्वेश्चन कुछ होता है, बंदा पता नहीं क्या
उस
बोल रहा
बंदे
होता
ने
है।
ये कहा था कि एआई जो है डिफरेंट नेटवर्क्स में अप्लाई कर सकते, उसका मतलब इंडस्ट्री था कि डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्री में एआई आप जो है अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। दैट्स इट। इतने सब के बोलने के पीछे बस यही बताना चाहता था कि एआई जो है, एआई आप डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज में अप्लाई कर सकते
वो
हैं।
तो सभी को पता है।
That's all it is.
इसमें क्या खास बात बताई?
That's it. और जहाँ पे अन्नामलाई जी कह रहे हैं उसमें कुछ थोड़ा सा एग्जैजरेशन है, इसमें कोई शक की बात नहीं है, और मगर काफ़ी हद तक ही इज़ गोइंग द राइट डायरेक्शन कि क्या फ्यूचर में होने वाला है। 14% मैंने कहा था, 13.5 की बात कर रहे हैं, उतना आपको चाहिए, मगर 14% आना इज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट क्योंकि वॉर्स हो रही हैं, पंगे चल रहे हैं। एआई को रेगुलेट मोस्ट लाइकली यूएस ही करेगा क्योंकि सबसे पहले यूएस का ओपन ए चैट जीपीटी आया था, तो जो बंदा सबसे पहले लेके आता है वही इन अ वे रेगुलेट करता है। अभी कोई ऐसी कंट्री नहीं है जो जिसका एआई ज़्यादा पावरफुल हो देन यूएस। आपको बड़े सारे एआई नज़र आएंगे मगर वो सारे जो हैं इवेंचुअली सर्विस यूज़ करते हैं मेन यूएस के एल्गोरिथम्स की या ओपन सोर्स के एल्गोरिथम जो यूएस ने बनाए हैं। तो क्योंकि जो पहले लेके आता है वही रेगुलेट करता है। यस, बाद में अगर इंडिया से कोई पहले आएगा देन इंडिया विल रेगुलेट, तो वो आ रहा है, तो वो काफ़ी अच्छी डायरेक्शन बता रहे हैं। ये भी डेमोग्राफी की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे, वाइट्स वर्सेस नॉन वाइट्स, वो भी सही है, मगर ऐसा नहीं है कि नेक्स्ट इलेक्शन तो इस साल होने वाले हैं नवंबर में, तो अभी नहीं, मे बी नेक्स्ट ही मीन्स मे बी 4 साल बाद। यस, 4 साल बाद क्या 50% हो जाएंगे, मे बी क्लोज हो जाएंगे, तो वो भी एक प्रॉब्लम आ रही है। यूएस का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में कूद रहा है, अगर यूएस से खुद ही मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में कूद गया तब और जगह ग्रोथ नहीं होगी। दैट इज़ ऑल्सो देयर, क्योंकि चाइना को बीट करने के लिए अभी सेमीकंडक्टर्स की फैक्ट्रीज यूएस में दोबारा शुरू हो रही हैं, तो कुछ चेंजेस आ रहे हैं। जैसे और वो कह रहे हैं अभी कोई सुपर पावर नहीं, दैट इज़ ट्रू, देयर इज़ नो सुपर पावर। एक चाइना है और एक यूएस है, बीच में रशिया आया हुआ है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कोई सुप्रीम सुपर पावर है। क्या यूएस का जो पर कैपिटा इनकम है रिड्यूस हो रही है? दैट इज़ इनकरेक्ट। यूएस की पर कैपिटा इंक्रीज हो रही है, मतलब अभी भी अमेरिकन्स आर गेटिंग मोर रिचर, वो ठीक है, मगर जिस स्पीड से बढ़ रहे थे वो धीरे हो रही है। तो चेंजेस आ रहे हैं एंड वी हैव नॉट सीन द फ्यूचर, मगर कैलकुलेशन सब उनके पास थी कि उस डायरेक्शन में देश हमारा जा रहा है।
डिफरेंस देख लिया ना आपने?
बहुत अच्छा।
राहुल गांधी और
राहुल
अन्नामलाई
गांधी
का।
डिडंट नो एनीथिंग।
वो हो, और मुझे तो लग रहा था बाकी सब लोग मुंडियां एवं ही हिलाई जा रहे थे,
ऐसे ही हिला रहे थे।
और
वो
पीछे
कांग्रेस
जो
के लोग
बंदा
होंगे।
बैठा था जो कांग्रेस का ही था, वो तो ऐसा लग रहा था सोई गया, उसको वो पर यूज हो गया राहुल
ऐसे
गांधी।
करे थे राहुल गांधी में, वो कांग्रेस के लोग थे।
क्योंकि मैं तो यूं कर रही थी कि मेरे तो पल्ले कुछ नहीं पड़ रहा, तू बोल क्या रहा है। सच बता रही हूँ। तो चलो आप भी शेयर करना अपने थॉट्स, चलते हैं, मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में बहुत ही जल्द। टिल देन टेक केयर एंड बाय बाय।
तो अगर आप मेरे इस चैनल पे नए हो तो जल्दी से सब्सक्राइब के बटन को हिट करो और बेल आइकन को क्लिक करो ताकि आपको मेरा जब नया वीडियो मैं लगाऊं आपको उसके बारे में जल्दी से पता चल जाए।